Hello friends, welcome to Fairs Cloud Learn to Lead. This is Ashu and today we will discuss very important current affairs of 24th of December 2020. You can see here the two best images of the day, but today we will discuss 8 to 9 very important and the most important current affairs of particular 24th of December. So watch the video till the last. Before proceeding, I want to discuss about Affairs Cloud subscription, that how you can buy our Affairs Cloud PDF subscription, and you can buy with two methods. One is affairscloud.com/current affair. It means you can directly visit our website. Secondly, there is a link given in the description box. So by clicking on that link, you can directly reach the subscription area. Now, second is how you will get this subscription and what you will get in this subscription. You will get the daily wise PDF, and then the daily wise PDF you will get two PDFs. One is related to theoretical current affairs of particular day. Second is the question and answer PDF. It means all the current affairs will be provided to you in the form of question and answer of particular day. Next is the weekly PDF, all the current affairs arranged according to the week so that you can revise the current affair very easily. Next is the weekly test. It is very important to evaluate yourself so that you can retain the current affair for long time period. Next is the monthly PDF, and it is the most important section because in the monthly PDF section we are providing you 5 PDFs. First PDF is related to study PDF. It means all the theoretical current affairs will be provided to you in this PDF. Next is the question and answer PDF. It means all the theoretical current affairs will be provided to you in the form of question and answer so that you can revise and retain the current affair very easily. Next is pocket PDF. It is very important to revise the current affair quickly. So that's why the name given is pocket PDF. Next is banking, finance and economy PDF. Very important for those aspirants who are preparing for banking exam. And last section is the question and answer PDF top 100. It means top 100 current affairs of particular month will be provided to you in the form of question and answer because you can revise and retain for long time period. So these all things comes under one subscription, and on that subscription we are providing you 10% extra discount. Already price is so much low, but on that low price we are providing you 10% extra discount. How you can avail this 10% extra discount? If you use this code ASH10, ASH10, then you will get the 10% extra discount. And let's start today's current affair, that is 24th of December. And here is the first section, that is the most important question section. And here is our first question. Which organization launched COVID-19 vaccine market dashboard? So most important keyword under this question is COVID-19 vaccine market dashboard. And guys, mark under the most important question, match the answer with me, pause the video and match answer with me. And answer of this question is option B. So mark this answer is right. It means the answer is B, that is UNICEF. Very important organization, and UNICEF will provide this COVID-19 market dashboard so that we can review the global research and development of the COVID-19 vaccine, especially the projected production capacity, the bilateral and the multilateral supply arrangements that we were announced publicly, and the reported price points. It means it is just to manage the COVID-19 vaccine, and it is also to provide the fair and equitable access of the COVID-19 vaccine. So it is the COVID-19 vaccine market dashboard, and it is launched by the UNICEF. You can see here UNICEF launched COVID-19 vaccine market dashboard. You can also see here this is launched by the UNICEF, very important organization for you guys. UNICEF headquarter. Where is the headquarter of UNICEF? UNICEF headquarter is in New York. Remember, who is the head of the UNICEF? UNICEF head is Henrietta Fore. Remember, Henrietta Fore. And UNICEF day is on 11th of December. You have to remember this also. The interactive tool of this dashboard enables countries, partners and industry to follow the developments of COVID-19 vaccine market so that we can check that how much more time period is required to develop the COVID-19 vaccine, and the efforts of the COVID-19 vaccine Global X, that is known as the COVAX facility, to confirm that there is fair and equitable access for each and every country in the world. So there are two things under this dashboard. One is just to check that how much we are able to develop the COVID-19 vaccine. Second, after the development, we are confirming that there should be a fair and equitable distribution of the COVID-19 vaccine all over the world. The dashboard will be expanded to see the progress towards the goal of the COVAX facility to achieve 2 billion vaccine doses by the end of 2021. It means by the end of 2021, we should produce 2 billion vaccine, and we have to distribute this 2 billion vaccine production. The dashboard in 2021 will offer an update about the UNICEF status of procurement and other buyers participating in the COVAX facility. It means in 2021, we can see that how much medicine of the COVID-19 vaccine is procured by the UNICEF and how much the COVID-19 vaccine can be distributed by the UNICEF. So this is the purpose of the UNICEF, that is equitable distribution, fair distribution, and how we can develop the COVID-19 vaccine and which companies are basically developing the COVID-19 vaccines. So this is the dashboard related to UNICEF. So remember, UNICEF head Henrietta Fore, headquarters is in New York, and UNICEF day is on 11th of December. So now we are moving to the next question. Aligarh Muslim University was founded by whom? It is a static question because it was in news, because it was the 100th anniversary of the Aligarh Muslim University, because Aligarh Muslim University renamed as Aligarh Muslim University in 1920. Earlier its name was Mohammedan Oriental College and it was established in 1875. It was established in 1875, but it was renamed as Aligarh Muslim University in 1920. And this university was established by Sir Syed Ahmad Khan. Remember the name? Sir Syed Ahmad Khan established this university in 1875, but the name was Mohammedan Oriental College. But in 1920, this college renamed as the Aligarh Muslim University. Very important question, even marked under the most important question, because Prime Minister Modi ji was the chief guest of the centenary celebration of this Aligarh Muslim University, and he released a postal stamp related to the 100th anniversary of the Aligarh Muslim University. So you can see here, this is the first time in the last 50 years that a Prime Minister attended an event in the Aligarh Muslim University as a chief guest, because I already covered this point in the last section that Lal Bahadur Shastri was the last Prime Minister who attended the Aligarh Muslim University in the 1964, and now second Prime Minister is currently Narendra Modi ji. So remember this, and Aligarh Muslim University is important for you guys. Now we are moving to next question. National Farmers Day or Kisan Divas 2020 is annually observed across India on which day? Most important day. We in the last lecture we covered basically the 22nd of December is celebrated as the Mathematician Day, and that is basically with the name of Ramanujan or the Mathematician Day of 22nd December. Now we are talking about Kisan Divas 2020 or National Farmer Day, and this day is celebrated after the name of Chaudhry Charan Singh. Remember Chaudhry Charan Singh, he was the 5th Prime Minister of India from 1989 to 1990. Sorry, not 1989, 1979 to 1980. Remember this. 1979 to 1980, he was the 5th Prime Minister of India, and 23rd December is celebrated as the Kisan Divas or the National Farmer Day. And 23rd December is the birth anniversary of the Chaudhry Charan Singh. And why this day is celebrated with the name of Chaudhry Charan Singh? Because he was the chief architect of the UP land reforms. Remember, he was the chief architect of the Uttar Pradesh land reforms. So it is the 23rd of December. So you can see here National Farmer Day, 23rd of December 2020. So move to next question. Which bank becomes first bank in India to launch Infinite India, an online platform for foreign companies? Now the main keyword is Infinite India. Which bank becomes the first bank in India to launch this type of the platform, which is known as the Infinite India? It is an online platform for the foreign companies so that they can invest very easily in Indian market. So the answer is, pause the video and match answer with me. Answer is ICICI. Remember, the answer is ICICI. You can see here, ICICI Bank launched Infinite India online platform for foreign companies looking up to set or increase business in India, so that maximum to maximum FDI can increase and our foreign exchange can be increased. ICICI Bank Limited launched Infinite India just to expand the business of foreign companies in India. The portal unifies different banking and the value-added services on one platform so that foreign companies can avail all the benefits on single platform and can grow their business life cycle in especially India. So 2 or 3 things are important under this question. One is the Infinite India. This is started by ICICI. ICICI is the first bank to launch this type of the initiative only for the foreign companies. And second thing, most important here is about ICICI. ICICI incorporated in 1994. Managing Director and CEO is the Sandeep Bakshi. Remember, Sandeep Bakshi. And what is the tagline? Hum hai na, khayal aapka. This is the tagline of ICICI. So remember these 2 or 3 things about ICICI. And now we are moving to next question. Which bank secured the top spot in the UPI transactions among UPI remitter banks? This rank is basically released by the NPCI, that is National Payment Corporation of India. And which bank topped in the UPI transactions in the data of the November, because it is the monthly data and it is released by National Payment Corporation of India. And in the November data, the bank which is topped, so pause the video and match answer with me, guys. Answer is A. Answer is SBI. SBI topped in the UPI transactions among the UPI remitter banks. And this National Payment Corporation of India released 30 bank performances. 30 bank performances, and on this 30 bank list, SBI tops under the UPI transactions. And second rank goes to the Axis Bank. Remember, second rank goes to the Axis Bank, third rank goes to the HDFC, and fourth rank goes to the Paytm Payment Bank. You can see in the picture, SBI first rank, Axis Bank second rank, HDFC third, and Paytm Payment Bank got the fourth rank. And SBI lead the pack in the UPI transactions in November of National Payment Corporation of India data. You can also see here, this report or this index is known as the UPI Ecosystem Statistics, and it is the November 2020 report released by National Payment Corporation of India. Axis Bank is on the second, HDFC third, Paytm Payment Bank is on the third. SBI also tops in the UPI transactions among UPI beneficiary banks. UPI beneficiary banks. And guys, one more important thing, that Paytm Bank has the lowest technical decline rate. It means very low decline rate. It is almost 0.08% among all UPI remitter banks. So remember, this Paytm Bank has topped under the lowest technical decline rate. Lowest technical decline rate. So two questions are important. SBI in the UPI transactions, and lowest decline rate in the transaction goes to the Paytm Payment Bank. So there two things are important, and under this one organization is important, National Payment Corporation of India. It was established in 2008, and most important question here is, who is the MD and CEO? I already covered this point in the last video. It means on the 23rd of December video. And who is currently MD and CEO? Dileep Asbe. Remember, Dileep Asbe. So remember this question, and we are moving to next question. Now we are moving to the next section. It is a very important question section. Here is our first question under the very important questions. Which company received green channel status for naval weapon delivery system? It means a private company or the government company now can make a naval weapons delivery system, and it is approved by Defense Ministry. It is approved by Defense Ministry. It is known as green channel status. It means this company can now make naval weapons and it can be delivered to the Navy. And guys, it is just to improve our Atmanirbhar project, and we can become the self-reliant in the weapon system also. And pause the video, answer with me, and guys, match the answer with me. Answer is L&T Defense. D answer. If you are thinking about D, then you are right. If your answer is wrong, don't worry. Watch video with me till the last, and watch video at least 10 days continuously, so that you can improve your current section and you can also give the right answer. So answer is D. Please like and share this video so that you can get the more videos on the different contents. And guys, you can see here, Defense Ministry granted green channel status to L&T Defense for naval weapon delivery system. So now L&T Defense can make some weapons and they can deliver to the Navy. And this is known as the green channel status, and this status is given by the Defense Ministry. It has received the status for its major naval weapon delivery system. It means all the major weapons of the Navy will be now built by L&T. L&T become the first private sector defense company to be granted this status for delivery of the major naval system. Remember this. That's why this question becomes the very important question. This green channel policy was introduced in 2017 by the Defense Ministry as a part of Make in India initiative, so that we can make more and more and more weapons in India, and we have to become the self-reliant in coming years. So this is the basic target of the Defense Ministry. Now we are moving to next question, guys. Here is next question. Which state launched first of its kind farmer registration and unified beneficiary information system portal? It means the state government will open one portal that is known as the Fruits portal, and under this portal all the farmers of the state will be registered and all the benefits will be provided according to this registration detail. Even all the land details, all the borrowings also registered under this portal, so that the lending companies and bank can avail this type of the information and can provide some type of the loans and provide provide some type of the borings to the farmers. So this state is Karnataka. Very important state, guys, for you, because Karnataka has 6 national parks. Very important 6 national parks in Karnataka. One is Bandipur National Park. You have to write with me. Bandipur National Park. Next is Banerghatta National Park. Remember this, Banerghatta National Park. Next is Kali Tiger Reserve. Kali Tiger Reserve. Kudremukh National Park. Kudremukh is also a very important iron ore mine. Kudremukh. Nagarhole National Park. Nagarhole. So there are Bandipur, Banerghatta, Kali Tiger Reserve, Kudremukh, Nagarhole, and next you can mark Nagarhole, Dandeli. You can also mark Dandeli National Park. So these 6 are very important national parks in Karnataka. Remember. So Karnataka is very important. Now they are basically doing something for the farmers and they are opening the fruits portal. So you can see here, fruit means farmer registration and unified beneficiary information system, that is known as fruits, and they are integrating fruits and Bhumi package simultaneously. So Canara Bank become the first financial institution to take the project on a pilot basis. So remember, this is also related to the banks because Canara Bank is basically providing some type of the beneficiary schemes to these financial institutions, and they are basically become that bank who is basically run this project on the pilot basis. It is integrated with the Bhumi package of the Karnataka state to fetch and validate land detail, so that it should be very easy for the financial institutions or the lending institution, so that they can give the loan to the farmers. And this system is very much easy process, because by the Bhumi package all the details is registered under the portal, and by this registration detail this financial institution and lending institution can know about the farmers condition, and by this they can give the loans to the farmers. It is the first of its kind technology adaptation from the Karnataka government to combine all 70 lakh farmers in the state with land and other details under a single platform, because Bhumi portal basically give the details of the land, and this fruit portal give the basic information about the farmer. All the farmers in this portal will be registered and will be provided a unique identity number. The financial institution and lending institution, on using this number, can find the details of the farmers related to land and their borrowings and take decision about the lending to farmers on the basis of their requirements. It means if I have 1 acre land, then they can see this 1 acre land on this portal and can provide me loan according to my 1 acre land. So this is main facility given to the lending institutions and the financial institution and also the farmer, so that no documentation will be required. So this is the main purpose of the Karnataka government. So remember, it is the Karnataka government who launched the fruits portal and the Bhumi portal. Now we are moving to next question. India is planning to set up coastal radar station in which country or countries to expand the area under coastal surveillance network. India want to increase the coastal surveillance network to tackle down the China's dominance. So that's why they are tying up the countries, and India also established so much coastal surveillance network in the neighborhood countries like Seychelles is there, Maldives is there, Bangladesh is there, and India is also talking with Bangladesh, but Bangladesh one coastal network is also in the Bangladesh. But we are talking about these 3 countries, that is Maldives, Myanmar and Bangladesh. What is the answer, guys? Answer is D, all of these. It means India is now setting up the coastal radar stations to survey the coastal network in 3 countries, Maldives, Myanmar and the Bangladesh. You can also see in the picture that India in process of the integrating more countries into the coastal radar network, like Sri Lanka, Seychelles and Mauritius we already installed, but now India is tying up with Bangladesh, Myanmar and Maldives. India is also talking with the Thailand, so that we can also cover Thailand. So this area, all this area can be covered under the coastal radar network. So by this we can tackle down the China's dominance. So you can see here, an expanded CSN will help in real-time monitoring of high seas for threats, expanding India's assistance for capacity building of Indian Ocean littoral states. It means the states which are close to shore, we can tackle down all the problems related to these coastal states, like tsunamis, like any type of the cyclones. So we can basically predict these type of the things. India has already integrated Mauritius and Seychelles and Sri Lanka in this coastal network, and discussions are being held to bring Bangladesh and the Thailand into network. Bangladesh already included, now we are talking with only the Thailand. Indian Coast Guard is responsible for implementing it. So it is again important who is implementing this. That is Indian Coast Guard. So most important organization here is Indian Coast Guard, who is currently the Director General of Indian Coast Guard. So you guys have to tell me Indian Coast Guard Director General is Krishna Swamy Natarajan. Remember, Krishna Swamy Natarajan. And where is the headquarter? New Delhi. Remember, Indian Coast Guard. We are moving to next question, guys. India and which country signed MOU for cooperation in the field of health and medicine, sport of green health care? So not so much important question. You can mark under the only in the important section, because this type of the MOUs India signed with so many countries, but this is recent. And India and which country signed MOU for the health and medicine and sport to the green healthcare? Green healthcare. And this country is, guys, Israel. Mark the answer C. C is the right answer. Israel Prime Minister is very much fond of Narendra Modi ji, and Narendra Modi ji best friend is the Prime Minister of Israel. So you have to tell me I am talking about which Prime Minister. So you have to tell me in the comment box that who is the currently Prime Minister of Israel. I am just giving you it. The name is starting on N. So, India and Israel signed MOU in the fields of health and medicine, sharing of experience in the buildings, climate resilient infrastructure, and to support green healthcare, so that we can improve the healthcare, and also we can lower the carbon emission by this health initiative. So you can see here, exchange and training of the medical doctors and other healthcare professionals between the two countries. So it is just a exchange program between the two countries. Sharing of expertise for facilitating climate resilient infrastructure and support for development of green healthcare, climate resilient hospitals. It means we can make that type of the hospital under which green initiative can be enhanced, or you can say carbon emission can be reduced. Exchange of information between the two sides regarding the regulation of pharmaceutical, medical devices and cosmetics. So by these type of the integration, we can basically improve the basic infrastructure of the health in India, especially in India, because Israel is so much good in the healthcare. So we can basically learn from the Israel country that how we can improve the health system of India. Now we are moving to next question, and I just want to tell you that Israel capital is Jerusalem, and currency is shekel, remember. And tell me, guys, in the comment box who is the Prime Minister of Israel. The name starts with the B and N. So remember, BN. So now we are moving to next question. Which organization and government of India signs 500 million green national highways corridor project? It means to improve the national highways under the green corridors. So which organization is providing so much loan to government of India? Answer is very simple. This bank was known as IBRD, International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. That is the old name of the World Bank. So answer is A, guys. Who are thinking about A, then they are very much correct. You can see here World Bank signed $500 million project, develop green, resilient and the safe highways in India. You can see here is the green corridor, and these type of the national highways known as the Green National Highways project. And World Bank is providing $500 million loan to the India so that they can develop these type of the green national highways. Very simple. World Bank is also known as International Bank for Reconstruction and Development. You can see here Green National Highway Project corridors, project to build safe, green and the resilient highways in 4 states especially: Rajasthan, Himachal Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh and the Andhra Pradesh. This bank is also known as International Bank for Reconstruction and Development, and total time period of loan is 18.5 years. It means 18.5 years. And if we are not completing all the loan on that time period, then they are providing the grace time period of the 5 years. So you can remember this. Now organization is very important. Organization is World Bank. Who is currently president of World Bank? That is David Malpass. Remember, David Malpass, David Malpass. You can remember. And this World Bank and IMF, International Monetary Fund, basically established on the same day or the same year in 1944. And you can remember these both organizations known as Bretton Woods Twins. Total member countries of World Bank are 189. You can remember these all information. And where is the headquarter of World Bank? That is Washington, DC. You can also see in the option, World Bank headquarters is in Washington, DC, UNESCO headquarters is in Paris, UNICEF headquarters New York, IMF headquarters is in Washington, DC. Now we are moving to next question, and it is the next section, that is important question section. So here is the first question under this. Who authored a book, The Light of Asia, the poem that defined the Buddha? So mark under the important section, and it is written by a very important person. And this book is basically describe the personality of Mahatma Buddha, that how the Prince Gautam Siddharth becomes the Mahatma Buddha. This book basically describes the life and period of the Gautam Buddha. So The Light of Asia, the poem that defined the Buddha. This book is written by most famous leader Jairam Ramesh. Jairam Ramesh, he is currently a member of Indian National Congress and very veteran leader of Congress, Jairam Ramesh. So remember, The Light of Asia, the poem that defined the Buddha. Earlier, the same name was given to one book that is also known as The Light of Asia, The Great Renunciation. And this was written by Sir Edwin Arnold. Remember Sir Edwin Arnold, but it was written so much, you can say a time period ago, 1879. This book is written in 1879 by the Edward Arnold. And the name is same, The Light of Asia, but caption is different, The Great Renunciation. But we are talking the poem that defined the Buddha. Jairam Ramesh. You can see the cover page of this book. Jairam Ramesh, new book, Uncover Story of the Light of Asia. So this is the Light of Asia. So now we are moving to our last section, that is the one-liner important points. Maharashtra government signs 25 MOUs. 25 MOUs worth rupees 61,000 crore with the 25 companies under Magnetic Maharashtra, so that maximum to maximum MSMEs can be increased and this COVID-19 slowdown can be reduced and so much growth can be taken in the Maharashtra. So this is the basic aim of the Maharashtra government, and they tied up with so much companies like you can say Bajaj Autos is there, Jindal Steel is there, and so many steel companies are also there. But nothing to remember, this is not so much important, but just remember Maharashtra recently signs so much MOUs with the 25 companies. Next, IS officer Aditya Nath Das appointed as the new Chief Secretary of Andhra Pradesh. It is not so much important news because it is related to the particular state, but if you belongs to Andhra Pradesh, then you can remember this type of the news. That new Chief Secretary is Aditya Nath Das. Earlier, Neelam Sahni, who retires from the service on the 31st of December, and Aditya Nath Das will take care of another position of new secretary. So remember this. Next, this is important guys, you have to remember this. Indian men's hockey team to finish 2020 in the 4th position. It means rank of Indian men team in the hockey is the 4th and the women team is on the 9th position according to the International Hockey Federation. According to International Hockey Federation. Remember, in the men's team, the first rank goes to Belgium. First rank goes to which team? Belgium team. Second rank goes to Australia, and India's rank is 4th in the men's team. And in the women's team, India's rank is 9th, and first in the women's team is Netherlands. Which country is first? Netherlands. And now organization is important, that is International Hockey Federation, and headquarters is in Lausanne, Switzerland. President is Dr. Narinder Batra. Narinder Dhruv Batra, that is the full name, but you can remember only the Dr. Narinder Batra. Next, China launches 5 satellites into space with its new space carrier rocket Long March 8. Nothing important because they are launching so many satellites. Just remember the carrier rocket that is known as Long March 8. It belongs to China. Next, Ministry of Tribal Affairs launched new Tribes India outlet in Assam. Just remember who is the Minister of Tribal Affairs, that is Arjun Munda. And they opened a new Tribes India outlet in Assam International Airport, that is Guwahati International Airport. So they opened one heart, or you can say one outlet of related to the tribal products, because they want to increase the tribal income. So they are basically inaugurating these type of the outlets. Next is NMDC and MECL sign MOU for joint mineral exploration of India. So there are two companies which are important for us. One is related to the NMDC. So what is the full form of NMDC? This is important. NMDC known as the National Mineral Development Corporation. National Mineral Development Corporation. Next is MECL. That is Mineral Exploration Corporation Limited. Mineral Exploration Corporation Limited. So nothing important. They basically signed a MOU so that they can jointly explore the mineral areas in India. Mineral areas in India. So again the initiative is Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. Atmanirbhar Bharat Abhiyan. So remember this. And this Mineral Exploration Corporation of Corporation Limited, headquarters is in Nagpur, Maharashtra, and NMDC, you all know, I think headquarters is in Hyderabad, Telangana. So these are the very important one-liner point, but you can remember one thing, that is the India's hockey's rank, Long March 8, Minister of Tribal Affairs, next is NMDC. So these four things are important under one-liner important points. Now we are moving to the 23rd December question answer series. We already asked the question on the 23rd of December video. Now there is a turn to answer this question. Now, who received the DRDO Lifetime Achievement Award 2018 on December 2020? I read all the comments and I am basically proud of you, all the guys, because all the answers are very much right. All the answers are right, and answer is NV Kadam. Remember, answer is NV Kadam. And this Amit Sharma won the Agni Award. Remember, Agni Award for Excellence in Self-Reliance 2018. Remember, Agni Award goes to the Amit Sharma, and Lifetime Achievement Award of DRDO of 2018 given to NV Kadam. Now, he basically developed so many guidance schemes and the control schemes for missiles. That's why he received the Lifetime Achievement Award by the DRDO. So DRDO is very much important. Headquarters is in New Delhi, not the Bengaluru. Headquarters is in New Delhi. Who is currently head of DRDO? G. Satish Reddy. Remember, G. Satish Reddy. Now we are moving to the question of the day, that is the 24th of December question, and here is the question. Which country Navy will join with NATO members for its first joint drill with NATO members in the last 10 years? So in the next video we will discuss about the NATO, and I will give you the answer of this question. But I am requesting all you students that you have to give the answer in comment box only, so that I can evaluate all the performance, and I also want to see the daily answer givers, so that I can evaluate the performance of every student. So guys, this is all for today. If you like this video, please subscribe our channel. Please press the bell button so that you can receive the notification on time. Please give us 700 plus likes. This is the only motivation that you can provide to us. 700 plus likes, and it is Affairs Cloud promise that it will boost your confidence in the general awareness section definitely. And guys, one more thing, that 90% question which are coming in your exams are covered by Affairs Cloud, by only Affairs Cloud. So guys, watch the videos daily and read the PDFs, so because these are very important for your current affair. Thank you guys for watching this video. Take care, be happy always. Take care, bye bye.